Getting a job in the UK is tough, but getting a visa sponsorship job is tougher. So, to inspire you guys, I have invited an international student who had managed to land a visa sponsorship job not in IT, not in healthcare, not in medical, but in sales and marketing. So, yes, that's right. So, if you want to know his journey, how he landed visa sponsorship job, make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey guys, I'm Sarika and welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy. Do you know that I had been helping students for the last 5 months to study abroad? If you want to study in any of these listed countries, make sure you go and fill out the form so that my team can reach out to you. So without any further delay, let me invite Ritwik now. Hi Ritwik, welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy.
Hello, Sarika. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, Ritwik, if you don't mind, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yes, sure. So my name is Ritwik Arya. I'm from India. I did my bachelor's in commerce. So I have done BCom honors from the University of Delhi. I finished my bachelor's in 2018 and then I started working for a digital marketing agency in Delhi. I worked there for slightly more than 3 years and my work was very specific to mobile app marketing. And after I was done with like 3 years of experience, I thought I need to level up my marketing skills. I need to broaden my horizon of domain knowledge. And that's when I thought of doing a master's. For my master's, I wanted to gain international work experience and international exposure. And I wanted to study at a very top university without appearing for exams like CAT. So I thought of studying abroad. And then I decided to study in the UK because of various reasons that we can talk about in the video ahead. And then I came to the UK and studied at the University of Edinburgh. I did master's in marketing. I finished my master's in 2022. I started it in 2021 and I came here in September intake. After that, I worked for a digital marketing agency based in Germany. I was on my PSW and then I was working from the UK for a company based in Germany for 1 year, 5-6 months. And post that, I got a visa sponsorship here in the UK and then I started managing app marketing work for a brand here in the UK.
Amazing. Thank you very much for introducing yourself. I got tons and tons of questions for you, Ritwik. I'm going to start with the first one. So, most of the students also ask me, why did you choose UK as compared to any other foreign countries?
There were many reasons. Firstly, because UK had just introduced the graduate visa at that point of time. Initially, I applied to Republic of Ireland. That's not Northern Ireland. It's a different country. And they were also offering 2 years post-study work visa after master's. So initially, I applied to the universities in Ireland. I also got admission in University College Dublin. But then because of COVID, I had to cancel my study abroad plans. And after a year, I decided to came to the UK because they had the graduate visa that allows students to work here for 2 years after doing the masters. Then people here speak English. So language barrier isn't a case here if you are an English speaker. Whereas if you go to other countries in Europe, that's the case. You have to have, regional language skills if you are in marketing because it can get very difficult to secure a job if you are a marketer and don't know the language that is majorly spoken in that country. Thirdly, the masters here is just 1 year long. So I'm in digital marketing, and if I am taking a gap of a few years, my knowledge gets out of date. So I didn't want that to happen, and that is why I wanted to go ahead with 1 year of masters only. And that's the reason I didn't go to Canada and the US, because over there 2 years of masters programs are more prominent and people don't talk much about 1 year masters program. And the cost of living and the cost of education is also much higher because the duration is longer and those countries are more expensive in terms of education compared to UK, at least in my experience. And then I applied to only one university in the UK, to be really honest, because I really liked the program offered at the University of Edinburgh. The program was very practical and they were focusing a lot on professional skills development and career development, and that was one of my main focus. I didn't want to go for a program where I'm just studying, where I'm just doing some practical assignments. Obviously that's important, but how do you grow as a marketer? How do you present yourself? How do you grow your soft skills? And University of Edinburgh is actually among world's top 15 or top 20 universities. So I was going to get a lot of international exposure. In my class, students from over 20 nationalities were studying. So if you're a digital marketer who wants to work for global brands, then this kind of global exposure really helps you in your career and really helps you sell yourself in front of companies who are looking for talented professionals.
Correct. Yes. Thank you very much. This was very detailed, and I hope this will help future students as well to decide whether UK is the country for them or not. So, Ritwik, did you apply yourself or did you take help from through some agency?
So my journey is it's a bit long because it was not like I have decided to study abroad and in 6 months I'm making my applications. I started doing my research in 2019 and I actually came abroad to study in 2021. So I took like 2 years of time to do the entire research. In the beginning, I was in touch with, study abroad consultants. And since I was not aware about anything, some of them tried to take advantage of my lack of awareness. And one of my friends didn't have good experience being with a study abroad consultant. So even though I didn't go to Ireland, I skipped a year and I planned to study abroad the next year. Then I took my entire time to do my own research about what I want to do, what are the good options, and then approached the consultant to take a helping hand in terms of university application support and visa application support, because these are the areas where they have more experience than you. So I did consult a abroad consultant eventually, but I did all my research by myself because at the end it's my life and they won't spend as much time as I can on myself and on my research.
Yeah, that's smart move, I will say, and you have done enough research for yourself. So again, students who are watching this video, make sure you do your enough research rather than trusting anyone blindly. It's your career, so you have to take hold of it. Now, moving to my next question, Ritwik. Thank you so much for answering all the questions so patiently. Now, tell me, what was the challenges that you faced as an Indian student when you landed here?
I would say one word would cover a lot of challenges, and that is uncertainty. You have to live permanently with uncertainty. The day you land here, uncertainty begins. How you're gonna do in your first assignment, if you'll be able to pass your dissertation, because that is required to get your graduate visa, whether or not you will be able to get a job, whether or not you will be able to pay your bills, whether or not you will be able to get your ROI out of the investment that you have put in your education. So uncertainty is something that you have to live with and you have to accept it and then work towards everything that you want to achieve while keeping uncertainty with you. For some people, it can be very, very overwhelming. And I think it is overwhelming for sure, but you just have to accept that even if you're not here, uncertainty is always there in your life. Even if you're in India or if you're abroad, it's just that when you spend so much here in terms of money and time, the stakes are really high. So there is added pressure in terms of uncertainty, but you just have to keep your head clear. You should have a roadmap to achieve your goals. It's not going to happen automatically. You need to have a clear roadmap, the steps that you need to take to achieve your goals, and then I think you won't feel that much pressure.
So let's talk about that in little detail. So you talked about roadmap, you talked about your planning, you talked about your little bit of strategy. So what did you do with your uncertainty and what roadmap did you make for yourself, which ultimately helped you landing a visa sponsorship job in the UK?
So I guess reverse engineering is the best way to build a roadmap. And what I did was basically I made very sure what kind of job I wanted to do. So I had prior experience in mobile app marketing, that is a subdomain of digital marketing. And I had 3 years of experience. So I knew since I have this much experience, I can gain some competitive advantage in the job market against individuals who want to work in the same domain but do not have this much experience. And while I was working in India, I was working for a marketing agency. One of the clients that I was working with was actually based in the UK, and I worked with that client for 2 years. So the way I used to project my experience was like I already have 2 years of UK work experience, even though I was based in India. And since for 1.5 years I worked remotely, so I was like, I'm working for a UK client. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting inside a home in India or in the UK. So it's the same thing, right? if I'm continuously working with someone in the UK and for a brand in the UK. So that really helped me leverage my work experience. But in terms of building a roadmap, I did a lot of research in terms of what are the job opportunities available here. Based on the experience I have, I made a list of 50, 60 jobs available at one point of time. And then I looked at the job requirements. And after analyzing the job requirement of like 50 different roles that are relevant to my profile, I made a list of things that I need to achieve to gain those skills. And if there is a gap in my experience and the experience that is required, so that is how I was able to identify if there are any technical skills that I need to gain, if there are any soft skills that I need to gain. And then I made a list of like 20, 50 like checklist items to cover even before coming here. And I also checked the number of job opportunities available here before coming in the UK, because if there aren't any job opportunities in your domain, then your probability of getting a job would be much, much lower. When I came here, within 2, 3, 4 weeks, I worked really hard on my CV cover letter, because it's very important that you get these areas sorted, because wherever you will apply, you will need a very strong CV and cover letter. So I came here in September. By the end of September, I had my CV and cover letter. In my December break, I did all the required certifications to brush up my skills. From January, I slowly started reaching out to people for internships, and I also started applying for jobs. And simultaneously, I was doing my personal branding on LinkedIn by posting a lot of posts about my domain, and I was marketing myself on LinkedIn as well. And then I eventually secured a job while doing my dissertation.
Okay. So, in terms of certification that you talked about, so even with 3 years of experience, you found that there are certain skills there was in demand which you did not have. So, you had learned that so that you can be also given preference as compared to the local candidates when they apply for the job.
Yeah, so you have to make yourself competitive in the market,
Yeah.
because for marketers, it's difficult for anyone who's coming from South Asia to the UK to establish a career as a marketer, because someone who has lived like the entire life here in the UK, that person knows the country well, the people well, and would do a job better as a marketer compared to someone who's an outsider. So how do you gain that competitive edge? Either you settle with lower salary, maybe that's one way, or you show that you will start working as a fresher, but you will bring much more experience than others will do. So I think these are two ways of entering in the job market.
Smart move. I really liked what you have done. You have done your homework even before coming to the country. Yeah, you already researched about the job. And then when you came here, you compared the skills and found the gaps in your profile. And then you took time to learn that and got yourself certified. Really good.
Yeah, what I tell to people is, if you go and buy a television for 2 lakh, just imagine the level of research you will do. Now multiply that amount with 10. So you need to do 10x efforts while doing your research even before coming here.
Yeah, perfect. So what type of jobs did you do during your part-time?
Okay, so when I was here, I was managing my YouTube channel. People who don't know me, I also have a YouTube channel. It's not as big as your Knowledge Buddy, but I share my journey in that channel. The idea behind that channel was to put my marketing skills in practice. So it was like my own mini project where I'm learning something in the classroom and then applying in my videos. So I used to earn a very small amount of pocket money, just enough for my monthly groceries from YouTube. And then apart from that, I was working as a student ambassador for the University of Edinburgh Business School, for which I used to get paid based on chat support that I used to provide to prospective students, then open days at university, webinars, etc. I was involved in some video shooting projects as well. Then I remember working at John Lewis there for like 4 days, but then I thought this is not my cup of tea. Even though I'm earning money, I'm spending a lot of time on this, and then I'm kind of trading off with my time that I can spend on my research and job applications, etc. So I left that and I took a gamble of not working part-time and focusing on job search mainly. And then when I was doing my dissertation, I was able to secure a part-time job at a digital marketing agency in Berlin, where I started working full-time as soon as I finished my master's. So for June, July, I was working part-time over there, and they paid me enough amount for me to support myself during my studies. And yeah, that's how I approached the entire
Smart.
situation.
No, really smart move. I really like what you have done and how you have achieved the result. So, Ritwik, just talk about maybe any piece of advice to the students who are planning to come to the UK or students who are already in the UK but they are struggling to get visa sponsorship job. What will you tell them?
I would tell them keep applying for jobs, but not just keep applying for jobs. Reach out to people. Like, why anyone would hire you? You need to gain a competitive edge. Sell yourself on LinkedIn, have an amazing profile, reach out to people. Since I have come to the UK, I have done very few job applications. And since I was able to secure jobs on time, I'm not like showing off. I'm just saying I never applied for the jobs I got. I reached out to people. I asked them if there is an opportunity available. I told them I have this experience. This is my portfolio, and that's how the conversation got triggered, and eventually I ended up with a job offer. So everyone is doing job applications. How differently you can approach your job application and your recruitment journey will decide the level of competition you will face. If you want to be in the club where everyone is just clicking on the apply button with the cover letter and CV, then the competition is very, very, very high. If you reach out to someone, first of all, that shows your intent towards a particular role. If the person applies and agrees for an informational interview, you can Google what informational interviews are. Then that can really, really help you in your job search, even to get a referral or something like that.
Cool. Okay, so Ritwik, thank you very much. I really enjoyed the conversation. I really loved your journey. And I would like to know if at all any student would like to contact you, is there any way they can reach out to you?
If anyone wants to follow my professional journey, what I have done so far and how I have progressed in my career, feel free to add me to your LinkedIn. You can search for my name, Ritwik Arya, and you will find my profile. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I am also on Instagram if you want to follow my life in the UK generally. However, I do not respond to messages on LinkedIn and Instagram simply because I'm not getting enough time because of everything that happens here, general life stuff and work, obviously. But I have my YouTube channel Dream UK where I have posted, I think, over 250 videos so far. I started the channel in 2021 and it's been almost 3 years. It's going to be 3 years now. So the kind of information I can give you over 4 or 5 lines of text is never equivalent to the content I have published on my channel. My entire journey as a student to a working professional is over there. So I would really appreciate that you just scroll through my videos on my channel and see if your question is answered in one of my videos. And again, the name of my channel is Dream UK, and you can go and follow my channel. And I'll try to be with Sarika in my YouTube channel very soon. So stay tuned.
Yes, thank you very much, Ritwik. So, guys, go and look for Dream UK. You'll find all the kind of videos that you want. Ritwik has already covered that in 200 videos. And also, if there are lots of questions in this video, I'll plan to bring Ritwik on a live session, like a YouTube live or Insta live, where you guys can ask your questions. Thank you very much, Ritwik. Thank you for coming and sharing your journey and inspiring so many students here already in the UK or the future students who are planning to come to the UK. And have a nice evening.
For
Thank you.
having me here.
And
Thank
all the
you.
best to you as well, Ritwik.
Thank you so much.